Two managers of the Salina Animal Shelter make their first court appearance. Court records show Monique Hawley and Andrea Murphy are facing charges of animal cruelty. The charges are connected to the death of 3 puppies who were euthanized for parvovirus late last year. State inspectors say that the shelter euthanized animals without sedation and allowed workers who are not trained or certified to carry them out. They'll both appear back in court in June.